Peace and blessings. Good evening. Happy Sunday. As promised yesterday, I said I would come live on Sunday to kind of like do an enter the sanctuary session with you. I have my candle lit. This is the wind down candle and it smells amazing. I think it's cherry and Merlot. It smells really good. The only thing missing is a glass of Merlot. It's just such a nice and relaxing vibe up in here tonight. I did not know what my topic was going to be. So I was sitting thinking and nothing was coming up. So I was like, I'm just going to hit the live button and see what happens. And usually when I do that, that's when things just kind of unravel and unfold for me. Peace, sister. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions. What's on your mind since you are in the building here with me? But yes, I was really just sitting thinking about the coming week. I'm hot because I've been drinking this tea. It's a blend of lemon, ginger, turmeric, and something else. And I can feel like the ginger is kind of like heating me up. But it's good. I started drinking, echinacea and elderberry. I started drinking it because earlier this week I felt like last week I felt a little tickle in my throat and I was like, oh no. So I've been drinking this blend every day for almost a week, and you can probably hear stabbing in the background, and it's helped me stave off whatever yuckiness was trying to affect me. So I am grateful for that. But I was really just sitting thinking about like the coming week and what I want to accomplish. So I set out, one of which was writing every day as part of NaNoWriMo. And the other was coming here live on Instagram every day. And I'm really proud of myself because I've done both of those things. And so I sat down and I was thinking, like, trying to figure out, why haven't I done this before? Or what, was stopping me before? And I realized, like, sometimes there are things that we set out to do, and for whatever reason, we cannot keep that commitment to ourselves, whether it's fear, whether it's limiting beliefs, whether it's just not having the right energy, the right mindset, the right surroundings, the whatever. But we can talk ourselves out of the very thing that we want. You want to say hi?
Hello.
The very thing that we want. And most of the time it boils down to fear. We let life kind of take over and we feel like, oh, I don't have time. I'll do it later. I'll do it when I'm in a better situation. I'll do it when whatever, instead of like just doing the thing that we say that we're going to do. And when I think about that, I talked about this before, but like trusting ourselves is so important. The relationship, you forget how to trust yourself. And sometimes you'll find yourself like asking other people for their advice on certain things because you don't really trust your decision-making skills at that point, right? So one of the ways that we can really learn to trust ourselves is to really honor our commitments to ourselves. That includes setting up boundaries and structure systems that help us to do the things that we say we are going to do. So for me, it was with writing, like it's one of the first things that I do during my day. So usually during the week, I take Savvy to school, I come home, I may go for a walk if it's not too cold outside, or do some other form of body movement. And then I open my laptop and I just write. And it's fun. And I think the most that I've gained out of this is creating that habit of writing, because it's been something that I'm like, man, I wish I want to write. And I just never did it. And now I'm sitting here like, well, why haven't I? Yes. So you have to make time for your readings and really create space for that. But I think part of the issue is our lives are so busy and tied up in other things like work. Like if you have to go to a job, like you're dedicated to be there for that chunk of time. And it does take away your energy and your time. But I think that makes it even more imperative to create space for the things that bring you joy, whether that be writing, whether that be reading tarot. I love tarot. Whether that be journaling, exercising, personal development, your spiritual practices. Like we have to make time for those things. That in itself is almost like it's just such a radical act, because we are all programmed to work for someone else, to basically, like, if you work a full-time job and you have children, because like I'm a single mother, it's you go to work, you come home, you do what you need to do, feed everybody, get everybody washed, and by the time you do that, it's bedtime, because you have to get up and do it all over again. It's of peace and pleasure for yourself, because without that, it dampens your spirit. And I think a lot of people are dealing with that without having like the realization or the understanding of why they feel so disconnected, why everything feels so ho-hum. And then that goes into stress, depression, drug abuse, alcoholism, all of that. There's something within us. Our souls are like longing to express something. And the way that we are kind of forced to operate does not allow that freedom all the time. So I thought that was just very, very interesting. I do have a little bit more freedom and flexibility now. So it's really amazing, because I'm getting to do some of the things that I really wanted to do. One of the things that I will be doing is my course, Energy of Love. I'll be doing 2 bonus coaching calls with the students so that people can ask questions and get the support that they need. So that's going to be available. I have Love Activator sessions. Those are free. The link is in my bio, where, and I really enjoy doing these. So we'll get on a call. We'll go through about 10 questions just so I can kind of gauge where your heart center is. Just Afua, hi. And see like whether it's balanced, closed, needs healing. And then I'll do a 3-card Love Activator reading for, well, it's usually 1 card, but sometimes I like to be extra. Just to provide some intuitive guidance to help you move forward from that place, so that you walk away knowing how to activate abundance within yourself, how to activate love within yourself, to really give you that a pathway to move forward. So I enjoy doing those sessions. I have a couple booked this week, so there's definitely space on my calendar if you're interested in that. But it's like, I feel good because I'm in a space. And I was just telling my friend, Goddess Afua, who is a beautiful, beautiful vocal coach, singer, songwriter, producer, just amazing talent. So please follow her. I'm like a deeper sense of peace and a deeper sense of freedom, to where I am able to create and I don't feel pressure from anything external. And it's such a weird space to be in, because like I haven't had that, whether it be having to worry about, like I was dealing with issues with my landlord last year, or dealing with so many external pressures. I worked at a job up until 2018. That was my last year working in corporate America. And that was so stressful and just so much pressure. Especially one of the things that I realized, because I had Savvy in 2015. And so when I came back from maternity leave to the workforce, that was a very eye-opening experience. And it taught me the definition of what a human resource is. And that's one reason why I advocate for people to, if they have some sort of passion or talent, to find a way to use that to gain freedom and independence, because these places do not care about us. Human resource is exactly what it sounds like. It's not a place where you go where they help you with no, you are a resource. That means you are expendable. That means that I want you to, they don't need you no more. And so that was very eye-opening for me. But I always knew that corporate America was not the place for me. And I learned that around 2007, 2008, when the economy kind of crashed and I was going to temp jobs, they would, have to lay me off and let me go. I mean, I went through job after job after job after job. And I was like, this is not the job security that I was told to obtain. After, you go to college and you get a degree and then you work and you retire. That died a long time ago. And like, that whole paradigm is crumbling, and more people are leaving jobs for their peace. It's not even necessarily about the money anymore. People want peace. And that's what I feel that I have. And that is something that's priceless. Like, and it's so priceless. And I pray that everyone is able to taste that and to experience that, because it's made me a better person. It's made me a better mother. It's made me a better businesswoman. It's just has been an overall like an exhale, and then able to breathe, like, and really take big, deep, full belly breaths where you're getting the fullness of oxygen in your body. So you feel energized, you feel alive in so many ways. And it's because your soul is able to move differently, and you're able to like really think in a different space and really access and open up your intuition, your creative gifts, and just be in a state of peace like that. Peace is everything. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can find them. So I have been playing with the idea. It's so funny because every time I get on here, I'll be like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And then I'll be talking for the longest of times. So last year I created the Single Mom Spiritual Journal. And inside, where is it? Do I have it here? I just rearranged some things. And so it's not here, but I decided that I wanted to I still wanted to create like a journal, but in using it, I realized I also wanted it to be like a planner, and I wanted it to be something that all women could benefit from, including single moms, of course. I mean, at the core of what I do is always going to have single mothers, because I am a single mother, and and I know that life. So I pulled the cards for 2022. And I'm still debating if I'm going to like release this planner, or if it's going to be something that I create for myself and just use. But I pulled the cards, and I'm using the Manifesting Goddess Affirmation Oracle cards created by Abiola Abrams, who is also the creator of the African Goddess Rising Oracle, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck as well. And it was interesting because, hold on. Okay. The underlying energy for 2022 is vulnerability. And the card of the year, it was gratitude. And then a couple other cards popped out, which were soul partner and creativity. And what the message that I received is that all the goddesses are gathering. Peace and blessings to you, Goddess Allison. But the message was that when we really enter into a place of gratitude for our entire journey, the speed bumps, the roadblocks, the brick walls, the valleys, the mountains, the floods, the rainstorms, every aspect of the journey that we call life, that is when the true manifestation will begin. The beautiful thing about our life, right? Even when we have bad experiences, we can look at that and see that is not what I want. So how can I create a different experience or a better experience? What medicine can I take out of that pain, out of that trauma? What medicine can I take out of that that's going to help me grow and evolve? A lot of times, whether we're consciously aware of it or not, we hold such deep resentment, such deep anger, such deep fear, such deep regret, that we can never tap into the healing of gratitude. And that also calls in the element of forgiveness, and so many different things to get to the point where you're like, you know what? And I've had to do this myself. Like, there are some things that I've experienced. I'm not saying that you should be grateful for trauma at all. But there are some things that, you know, I have experienced, domestic violence, sexual assault, just toxic, unhealthy relationships, so many different things. And while I'm not saying, oh, I am so grateful that I was violated, I am saying that I can look back, and though I couldn't change what happened to me, maybe I can use what I experienced to prevent another woman from experiencing that. Maybe I can use my story to help someone else turn their shame, their pain, their embarrassment into something that they can grow from, something that they can overcome. And so seeing that vulnerability is that underlying energy of 2022. And if you can see this card, it's almost like she's on a bed in like what appears to be a forest. And it kind of looks very shadowy. It looks almost like there's things that are torn and tattered around her, but she's resting on this bed and she's just open. And it's almost like I surrender. I'm tired of carrying this bag. I'm tired of reliving this trauma. I'm tired. I'm tired of hiding. And the beautiful thing about this card, it says, I am strong enough to open my heart, be myself, and express my raw emotions. If you are a Black woman, if you are a woman of color, then you know that it's not always safe for us to do that. It's not always safe for us to express our emotions, because we should never, oh gosh, she's the angry Black woman, or girl, you be all right, you strong, you'll get through it. And it's like, well, where can I lay my head down and weep? Where can I not have to be so strong all the time? And so allowing yourself to be vulnerable, it just lets I'm seeing like, okay, so sometimes when a person has a wound, like it gets infected, so they have to reopen the wound to clean it out. And that's what I'm seeing. Like it's time to open up those wounds so that you can clean them out and so that they can heal properly, because your blessing is just on the other side of that. So the card that came up was soul partnership. We cannot always be superwoman. And that came up in two ways. For some people, 2022 will be the year that they connect with their divine partner. That's also about you coming into alignment with yourself, your divine feminine and your divine masculine, really coming into wholeness and alignment and healing and creativity, that creating, like there's something beautiful that you're going to create, but it is all birthed from a place of gratitude. And I realize like sometimes like we can struggle with gratitude. We see somebody winning and it's like, here she go again, always jet setting off to this country, or like, oh my gosh, like, we may not even realize that in some instances there may be a little bit of envy, a little bit of why not me that comes up. Disconnect from social media for a while, because it's wild out here. And that's one reason why I was debating, like, should I do this? Like, do I want to do this? Because I wanted to take a break, but I was like, show up. So I did. But like, step back and ask yourself, why do I feel that way? And this is something I had to process too. But the thing is that when one of my sisters is winning, that means I'm winning. So I look at it like, dang, she just went to Dubai. I can do that too. Like, this is amazing. Yeah, taking a time out is so helpful. We are so bombarded by energy. And when we already don't have time to ourselves to like process, to disconnect from other people's energy, and then we have to jump in, and then there's a million people on social media with all the posts and all the things. It's a lot. And we don't realize that, like, so these are energetic connections. Okay. And even a post that you might see, you might briefly see the words and be like, this is some bullshit, and scroll by. Like that, you have taken into your subconscious. So even when I'm working at my desk on social media, I like to do a little prayer. When I get off of here, I do like an energy clearing. I worked as a social media manager and that was crazy. It was a lot, but I do love social media because it has so many amazing benefits. Like we right here, right now, like connecting with each other, and it's beautiful and it's sacred. On the flip side of that, there's a lot of foolishness and fuckery on here too. It's a lot of animals, puppies, wildlife, babies. I try to keep it peaceful over here as best I can. So yeah, like vulnerability is going to be such a beautiful thing for us to tap into. And even myself, like I realized in my own work, I would shift things because me coming on talking about women who, have been abused in toxic and unhealthy relationships, that means I got to talk about my shit. And for a minute, then I was like, ooh, like, what? How can I tiptoe around this? Because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to fully do that. But then it just got to a space where, like, I know this is the work that I'm supposed to be doing. It is like ingrained and embedded in me. And anytime I tried to veer off the path, I got pulled right back to this work, right back into spiritual love, right back into healing and talking about love, healing and relationships and living abundantly ever after. And that is what this this page, this body of work that I'm creating is all about. This candle smells so good, you guys. Like, I wish y'all could smell it. It smells so good. It's almost like heart-shaped, the way that the wax is melting and the containers are beautiful. Like, I'm low-key excited for when all the wax burns down, because I'm already thinking of how I'm going to reuse the containers. But they're so beautiful and they smell so good. These are from LR2 Luxe Candles on Instagram. There is the number 2. I'll tag her in the video. It's absolutely worth it. Yes, disconnecting from other people's energy resonates. Yes, aromatherapy, all the vibes. So one of the things that you can do, I like to see like a violet flame tornado and just see it passing through my aura, my body, and my energy field. That will like transmute any negative energy. You can always call in Archangel Michael with his sword of truth and protection to cut away any energies. And you can just kind of do like this, karate chop all around, cut, clear all around your body, under your feet, try to do behind your back, all that stuff. Energetic maintenance is a must on a daily basis. Try to do it throughout the day. Go outside, ground yourself. I will not be putting my bare feet to the ground. It's too cold for me. But I will get up on a tree and let the tree's energy clear and cleanse me. So yes, you're welcome, love. I am so glad that you all joined me here. I'm excited about this planner. It's taken me a little longer to conceptualize pages are going to look or where they're going to go inside of the planner, but it will be, I guess it'll be available at some point in time before next year, probably in December. So yes, if you want to learn more about the energy of love, it's where I break down love as energy and the 4 different ways that it can show up, which is like low vibrational, which I call situationships. There's karmic relationships. Then there are like the good relationships. And then there's what I call spiritual love. The link is in my bio. It is on sale this month through the holiday, I guess, season. And I'll be doing 2 live coaching sessions. I may add in some more bonuses. I don't know. But definitely check it out. There's also a free guide that you can download as well that kind of gives you like a little overview of the energy of love and how that can show up in your relationships. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but that's important because when we start to look at the energetics, you will be able to start to pick up on where people are instead of absorbing them and then getting into something that you may not necessarily want to be in. And again, it can apply to intimate relationships, to familial relationships, any type of connection. You'll be able to start to kind of gauge them a little bit better and understand your patterns and why you're may seem like you keep meeting the same type of guy, getting into the same type of relationships or situations. So it helps you to like identify your relationship patterns. You can start to make better and different choices. So thank you so much for the hugs and the love. I feel them. Enjoy Sedona. I love you. Thank you all for joining. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. All of my details are in the link in my bio. I am sending you an abundance of love. Have an amazing week ahead. Peace.